Hello, welcome to the Moving Teacher. I'm Brian. I'll be your guide for today. On today's topic, we're talking about TEFL and teaching abroad. But before we start, every video I'm going to try to give some tips and techniques for this free resources or ways to help you to use within the classroom, whether it's online or face to face and things of that nature. So, if you're ever teaching online, or let's say creating a video, you might be thinking, I'll stick with my camera on my laptop, iPad, phone, etc. I'm making this recording through the photo booth that's on Apple products, but a good thing to always have is get an extra camera. Now, I'm not sponsoring this camera, but there's a lot of great cameras you can get from $20 to $50. You do not need one that's expensive. You're just using it to teach, whether you're creating lesson plans or if you're having students. Now, why would a camera be important? Well, it depends on your setting. If you're in a dark room or in a light room or an area with a lot of stuff in the background, the camera on your device might not be good, or it might be good. But having an extra camera helps out just in case to help out with those settings. Now, in today's video, we are outside, want to change up the scenery a bit, and want to do this probably with every video. I have something different in the background. So on today's video, we're going to talk about TEFL. So what is TEFL? It's teaching English as a foreign language. Now there's TEFL, there's TESOL, CELTA, and so on. But the main one is TEFL. If you ever want to teach abroad, you're going to need this main certificate as long as a bachelor's or any other criteria needed for the country you want to go to. So TEFL is, you can usually find them online for certificates. You can major in it. You can get a minor. My key thing is, if you're getting a certificate online, make sure that it's a valid institution and that you get 120 hours. Why? That's becoming more of the norm in today's society with teaching abroad, because you're having more time to actually learn more and create lesson plans and get more out of it. Before that, you can take less hours and finish a course very quickly. But more schools are seeing that, more schools, recruiters, agencies, and so on are seeing that a lot of teachers are struggling once they're in the classroom. Now, this can be because some schools give you curriculum that you have to follow, which is helpful sometimes, depending on what it is. But then sometimes they give you nothing, and so you have to make something out of nothing. And so TEFL, when you're getting it, make sure you're getting the criteria and you're understanding the concepts. While you're getting a TEFL, a great thing to do is volunteer. So I've put a lot of resources to volunteer. So you can volunteer online. Maybe there's a library at your town or city, wherever you're at. Maybe there are nonprofits, maybe a school, or even substitute. The reason is you also want to build experience. You do not want to just tell a school, oh, I have a TEFL and maybe a bachelor's degree, but no experience. So you want to get more involved. And so if you're able to volunteer or maybe take a part-time job substituting or working within the education sector, it's going to help you to learn and work with students of different abilities, different backgrounds. Now, why is this important? So depending on the country you want to go to, I know Asia used to be the main thing before pandemic. You want to make sure that whatever country you go to, that you're able to learn more about their culture, food, maybe the education, some of the language, and so on. So another great tip is go to events further. Again, it's online, face to face. You can find some videos. Maybe you have some friends, maybe some family members. Try to learn more about that area that you want to go to. Because what you don't want is that you go to another country and expect it to be as your home country. That's not going to work. The earlier you get involved in learning about this country that you want to go to, the better the transition's going to be. And again, while you're getting experience, maybe there are schools or places within that group or country that you want to teach that are local and that you can teach students of that country. And that's going to become a plus because what you want to do is maybe in the interview say, hey, I work with students that are from this country. And maybe you speak a little bit of it. Maybe you talk about a little bit about the history in the interview, but something that's fun and exciting. And this is also going to be a plus because in the interviews, sometimes they might tell you on the spot, hey, can you give us a lesson plan? You want to make sure you have materials prepared instead of saying, what, right now, I don't have time. They're not going to ask for a 10-minute lesson plan. They may ask for 3 to 5 minute, or they might ask you to make a video. And so that's why if you're getting this experience volunteering, you're learning about the culture, it's going to help you on because it's stuff you can add into your toolbox or your toolkit. And in the interview, they're going to say, wow, they're very energetic, they're excited, they really want to teach us. Uh, and we feel they're more prepared to teach in our classroom. What you don't want them to say is, oh man, they don't really have much of a curriculum. Uh, they don't really have much experience. They look a little bit confused, lost. And this is also going to happen to the best of us because every school agency is going to look for something that maybe you might not have or they might overlook stuff. So while you're getting the TEFL, and again, if you're getting the TEFL, I know there's probably a lot of information. Make sure you come from an English-speaking country. You might come from a non-English speaking country. Do research on that. More countries are looking for people of native speaking country. Same thing is if like German and Italian. I do not know German, I do not know Italian, and so on. I cannot become those. I cannot teach you German, I cannot teach you Italian, and so on. If you come from those countries, there's a world that wants to learn about those languages, subjects, and so on. So you could probably become a German teacher. You might become an Arabic teacher, Spanish teacher around the world. Again, face to face or online. There are a lot of schools recruiting. Do not feel it's only English. Yes, English is like the main thing, but there are a lot of schools that do need teachers of different subjects, different languages. So make sure you're getting that experience. That don't try to think, oh, I have to know English, or because there are people that want to learn your language. I've been abroad. People want to learn other languages. Even my students that did not want to learn English but were motivated to learn another language. And I tell them that's okay. Do not feel forced to learn a language you don't want to learn. Learn another language that you want to learn. So I guess in conclusion is if you're going for a TEFL, make sure it's 120 hours or more. You can get it as a certificate, you can get it as a minor, you can get it as a major. Next, while you're getting that, make sure you're building experience, volunteer or work in the education sector. That's going to be very important on your resume, but gives you a foundation for things you can pull from your toolkit or toolbox, and places are going to say, wow, they can actually teach and they're very professional. Not that they're only here for the money. Yeah, some of us are there for the money, but you want to show that you're passionate and motivated, and that's the main thing. The next part is, again, do not feel that if you're going to a country you don't know that you're going to learn once you're there. Again, learn about whatever country it is. Maybe there might be events virtually, face to face. Maybe you have a friend. Maybe you have family members, and so on. Learn about these groups because it will help you to transition. Because then, again, you'll learn about the food, the culture, maybe a little about the language, and so on. And you'll say, yes, this is what I really want to do, and this is the country I'm really passionate instead of, oh man, it's not like my country, and then you complain every day, and it's, of course it's not your country. You're in a different country. Uh, and then lastly, if you're going to teach, do not feel it's only English. Again, there are a lot of Spanish teachers, Arabic, German, Italian, there are Chinese, Korean, Russian. There's a lot of places, a lot of people that do want tutors. And again, this might be at a physical school, K to 12, at a training center, university, maybe tutoring on the side. A lot of business folks do want to learn another language. There are a lot of opportunities. So I'm saying this because I don't want people to just pigeonhole and think they can only teach one language. No, the world is big, it's growing. A lot of people want to learn more. And again, I've taught abroad. Some of my students uh, that were like, well, yeah, we don't really like, we're learning it because of the culture or more of the system, but we really want to learn about this and this and this. And I tell them, hey, learn that. Find whatever you're passionate. And so I hope you found today's videos interesting and fun. I'll try to again do this once a week, maybe more, depends on my schedule, but also on ideas that you have, because I want to make sure that not only is teaching is simpler, but we help out the future leaders of tomorrow, and that everything is more easier to find. If you do want to be, if you do want us to interview you, do let us know. If you want to talk about a certain area within education, if you have a startup or product, we want others to just understand more of what's going on in the education field, and then also products and services. And again, there's a lot of resources, and people might not know what is what. The website does have information, but it's better also important that they understand why these sites were important or products, as it gives them a better understanding. Again, my name is Brian. I do this more as a passion, as a hobby, because I want educators and more to have resources that are easy to find. I'll see you all on the next time, and have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are at, and see you the next time from the Moving Teacher.